Hello, hello. Welcome back to ArtistsMindset. Happy Monday. Happy start of the week if you're listening on Monday morning as these episodes come out. Today I want to talk about perfection mainly, but I also want to share a story of how I came to this kind of realizations. How we should not expect perfection from ourselves, especially because then we might expect it from others, and that's not really healthy and fair towards ourselves and others as well. So let's get into the episode. Hello, my creative souls. Welcome back. It's nice to see you. Let me tell you a story of what happened and how I came to this conclusion and realization about perfection. So, a couple of days ago, I had somebody I know ask me for help, basically, which no shame in that. It's perfect, it's amazing. I think that people can ask for help and they are not shy. And they don't feel like they have to seem perfect and they have to seem like they have everything figured out, and that's why they don't ask for help. But anyways, the story of what happened. So a few days ago, somebody I know asked me for help if I could keep their space open to the public because they are going to be away, and it would be really helpful if somebody could sort of babysit their place so that the people from outside can still visit it and see their artwork. Which nothing wrong with that, but my initial reaction, if I'm completely honest, and this is like raw, unfiltered me, my mind, so please be kind and gentle with what I'm gonna share. I'm truly doing this because I believe it's important to really see the real, raw reality, thoughts, whatever you want to call it, and to be vulnerable also, because we are all humans, right? And we all go through this, I believe. So I just want to share it because I believe we can all understand and relate. So when they wrote me, I read the message and I got a bit frustrated, I guess, or you could say maybe upset. But basically my inner voice, maybe my inner child, as I later realized, had the reaction of like, wait, what? Like, why are you asking me? Like, I'm not part of your project. I'm not part of your space. I'm not even creating art with you. Like, why would you ask me and not the people that are directly connected to you or your space? Because they should care more than me, right? And I'm not saying that I don't care about that person's place or art, but I just didn't understand why they're asking me out of all the people. But again, I didn't know the context, right? Another thing that I got a bit upset was that I just felt a bit like underestimated. Maybe that's not the right word, but I also felt like, they write me out of the blue and ask and expect that I have time the same day to come and help out, and I get nothing in return. And it's not that I expect them to pay me money if we know each other well, but at least like, hey, I will buy you a coffee next time we go out, or something, anything, any kind of gesture of appreciation, right? And yeah, I just felt like I didn't like this. So I just said politely, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it today because I'm already busy and I'm doing other stuff, and I committed to doing other stuff. And then they asked me for help on another day because they're actually away not just one day, but they're away for a couple of days. So they will need help other times as well. And at that point, I was a bit tired of them insisting. So I just said yes, even though I really didn't want to, if I'm totally honest. But in my mind, I've been still kind of ruminating and questioning about like, why the hell did I say yes? If I just feel like no. If I like just feel like I don't want to do it. So I took out my journal and I started journaling and reflecting, right? Because that's what we do here. We journal, we reflect, we take the time to pause and figure everything out. And here is what I realized. So I started journaling and writing down like, okay, all my frustrations or my like thoughts about this situation. And I've been trying to understand, why did I say yes if I didn't really want to? And then I've actually realized, oh my God, this is such a pattern. This just comes so clearly from my childhood and the dynamics that were happening in my family and sort of my community when I was little. Because I felt when I was younger that I have to help out even if I don't want to, just because it's family. But I don't owe these people anything, right? Like, and going back to the story about the person that asked me for help, another thing that was really spinning on my mind was like these two thoughts of, why did I say yes if I didn't want to? And I don't owe them anything. Like, I can so clearly say no and not feel guilty about it. So why the hell do I feel so guilty if I say no? Why the hell do I feel like I owe them something? And if I say no, they will probably stop talking to me or something. Like, I know this is crazy, but this is just how my mind works, literally. Yeah. And I was just trying to understand this, like, why do I feel guilty and why do I feel like I owe them something when clearly, logically, I know that I don't owe them anything and I can just say no and not feel guilty about it. But why the hell I cannot do it? So I started journaling about it. And then I realized that this comes so clearly from my childhood, because when I was younger, I have a lot of siblings, and I always felt like, first of all, I have to be perfect so that my parents don't have to worry about me, because if I have everything figured out, right, then there is nothing to worry about, and I don't have to feel like I'm a burden to my family because I'm perfect. Right? Why would they worry? But that's so, first of all, unrealistic, and second of all, so unhealthy, because then I expect perfection also from other people. And that's why I get so frustrated when I see people asking me for help, which is so stupid. And yeah, this was just like such a huge realization for me, and I just wanted to share it in this episode, because it's very easy to just react in a situation like this, or kind of feel whatever you're feeling, which there is nothing wrong with that. But it is hard to understand, why do you feel like that? And it is also good sometimes to reflect and try to understand, why do you feel this way? Because then you might have much more compassion with other people. And this is exactly what happened, and this is exactly the point of the story and why I want to share it, because after me journaling and after me reflecting on this situation, I've just realized, after like literally writing maybe 3 sentences about this, I've realized, oh my God, this comes so clearly from my childhood, because I always felt like if somebody doesn't have something figured out, or like, for example, my mom would ask us to do something, me and my sister or my siblings or whatever, and then if one of them kind of doesn't do their part, somebody still has to do it. And it would often be me, because then I would feel sorry, like, oh my God, like, we have to do it to not face the consequences of not doing what we were asked to do, right? So that's why I get so upset if somebody like cannot do their work. But sometimes people just can't, and it's totally okay to ask for help, and it's totally okay to not have everything figured out. And that's why we have each other, so that we can ask for help. And especially in the art and creative field, I feel like it's so important to have community around you, right? Because you can't do everything alone. So that's one thing, and it connects very well to another thing, which was, then I realized, maybe it's good that they asked me. Because why would they ask me, right? Because if I'm not even connected to their project or their art, or I'm not even in their art collective, why the hell would they ask me for help? And then I realized, oh my God, maybe it just means that they trust me and that they think that I'm a responsible and accountable person, which is a good thing, right? So I shouldn't feel so bad about the fact that they wrote to me and reached out to me for help. I should feel honored that they had the courage to write specifically to me and ask for help. And I'm actually really grateful that they did. Which is the end of the story, I guess. And I'm really happy to go and help now. But yeah, just if you get frustrated about something, take a moment to try to understand why you are frustrated and where does it come from, and try to be completely honest with yourself if you're writing things down and journaling to try to figure out what's happening. Because at the end of the day, it's just your diary or notebook, whatever, wherever you're writing. Maybe you're just writing on a paper. Nobody's gonna ever read it. Nobody has to read it, just you. So why not to just be honest with yourself? And I know it's difficult, but I also think it's really worth it, because look where it got me from initial frustration about somebody that actually trusted me to ask for help, to being really grateful and feel really honored that they reach out to me for help. So I hope that this episode was useful or inspiring or grounding maybe, or maybe just some food for thoughts for you. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think down below. And I also know that this one was a little bit different, because I just kind of said a story and I was really freely talking. I have some notes written to not forget what to mention, but it was less structured than the other episodes. So let me know what you think, and if you noticed the difference actually, and if you like it, because then I will try to do more of these episodes. And I'm also thinking about doing more ASMR content, because some of you might like it, as I understood. So let me know if you want some more just like ASMR videos, and I will try to do that as well. So thank you so much for listening or watching if you are on YouTube, and have a beautiful day, beautiful start of the week, and I'm looking very much forward to see you in the next episode of Artist Mindset. Bye!